Tonight, out of control. A new surge of violence engulfs the Middle East. Fears of a wider war. How far will it spread? What does it mean for the U.S.? Off target. Why does Homeland Security consider petting zoos, popcorn factories, and forests terrorist targets? We'll take a closer look. Sunken treasures. We go 1,000 feet under the sea in search of the next medical miracle. It's medicine on the cutting edge. And sorry, sort of. The soccer star who threw that infamous headbutt reveals what set him off as the world has fun at his expense.
From ABC News, this is World News Tonight with Charles Gibson. Reporting tonight, Kate Snow.
Good evening. The Middle East is approaching a state of war tonight, a conflict that's been simmering for weeks between Israel and Palestinians in the Gaza Strip exploded on a new front today. Israeli forces swept into Lebanon after 2 of their soldiers were kidnapped by the militant group Hezbollah. 8 Israeli soldiers were killed in the fighting. Tonight, the White House is demanding the immediate and unconditional release of those Israeli soldiers. The Bush administration is also blaming Iran and Syria, which support Hezbollah. We have coverage on several fronts tonight, beginning with ABC's Wilf Dinnick in northern Israel.
The border between Israel and Lebanon has erupted in a conflict that is threatening to spiral out of control. The fighting started early this morning. Lebanese militants fired rockets into Israel, and 2 Israeli soldiers were kidnapped in an ambush. Hezbollah said it had the soldiers. The group's leader claimed they were in a safe and faraway place. And he said they won't be freed unless 9,000 Palestinian prisoners are freed as well. Israel's prime minister rejected any exchange, calling the kidnapping an act of war. The battle raged all day as Israel blasted Lebanese bridges and bombed a militant camp just 10 miles south of Beirut. Both sides have been exchanging fire all day, and now Israeli troops are into southern Lebanon to try to get those 2 Israeli soldiers back. Today's kidnapping and the Israeli reaction are a major escalation of a conflict that began more than 2 weeks ago, when Palestinian militants kidnapped another Israeli soldier. Now Israel is fighting on 2 fronts, to the north and the south.
It's hard to see how this situation is going to be resolved short of a greater escalation and intervention by the international community.
And now, the fighting has intensified in Gaza, too. Israeli warplanes dropped a quarter-ton bomb, apparently targeting a Palestinian bomb maker. The militants survived, but the explosion killed 9 members of the same family. Tonight, Israel has sent several hundred army reservists to its northern border and ordered its citizens living in the area into bomb shelters. Wilf Dinnick, ABC News, along the Israeli-Lebanese border.
The Israeli Army's chief of staff says Israel will intensify its assault if the soldiers aren't returned safely. He threatened to, quote, turn back the clock in Lebanon by 20 years, referring to the war that engulfed that country 2 decades ago. In the capital, Beirut, tonight, here's ABC's David Wright.
On the streets of southern Lebanon today, fireworks and gunfire in celebration. Supporters of Hezbollah handed out candy, a sign of good news. Here, the capture of Israeli soldiers is considered a brave act of defiance and a chance to free Lebanese and Palestinian prisoners.
The Hezbollah action across the Lebanese-Israeli border opens up another military front and escalates the whole crisis. This is very dangerous in the Middle East.
What makes this conflict so dangerous is that it involves so many other players. Syria to the north, Iran to the east. Both countries actively support Hezbollah. Both are sworn enemies of Israel.
All the cards are in the hands of Syria and Iran. But in the meantime, the violence on the ground can spiral out of control, and it's not in anybody's interest.
Lebanon has long been stuck in the middle. Syria had tens of thousands of troops here until just last year. Israel withdrew its troops from southern Lebanon 6 years ago. How did it get to this point? In Israel, there's broad public support for the heavy military response after those soldiers were kidnapped. Almost every Israeli family has a son or daughter in the military.
When one of their fighters falls, they turn him into a martyr. When one of our fighters falls, we turn him into a child. And that's the emotional response that's happening in Israeli society. It's very much of a parental embrace.
But what Israel views as an appropriate response to hostage-taking, targeting civilian infrastructure like bridges and power plants, is seen here as unnecessary and heavy-handed, punishing an entire people. Here on the Arab Street, people view the capture of these soldiers not as an act of terrorism, but war. These are prisoners of war. That's why they're demanding prisoner exchanges. But Israel won't see it that way. Kate?
David Wright in Beirut. President Bush is in Germany tonight en route to an international summit. Aboard Air Force One today, reporters pressed his spokesman with questions on no less than 3 international hotspots. Our chief Washington correspondent George Stephanopoulos joins us now. So many hotspots on the radar. Is this crisis overload for the White House?
It sure looks like it. All crisis all the time. Look at this map of all the hotspots we prepared. U.S. troops in Iraq and Afghanistan, a nuclear standoff with North Korea and Iran, and now a war between Israel and the Palestinians that could spread to Syria and Lebanon. It's hard to think of a time since World War II where a U.S. president faced so many dangerous challenges on so many different fronts.
And the Iraqi prime minister today said we're at a real point here. We have to reconcile or things could be over. Things could move towards civil war.
And General Casey said we might need more troops, while the president is facing critics who say because we're pinned down there, he hasn't had as much room to maneuver on these other challenges.
And what do they do? You've been in this situation in a White House facing international crises. What do?
You just deal. White House aides concede that this is no ordinary time, but what they're trying to do is buy time and bring our allies in. That's why they think this summit this weekend is a real opportunity to unify the Europeans and get Russian President Vladimir Putin on board.
George Stephanopoulos, thank you. 2 more items from Iraq. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld made an unannounced visit. He said it is still too early to talk about reducing U.S. troop levels. And the U.S. military announced Saddam Hussein has been on a hunger strike for 5 days now to protest procedures at his war crimes trial. The trains are running again in India's largest city, Mumbai, after yesterday's devastating terror bombings. An Indian official tells ABC News a radical Islamic group with links to al-Qaeda was behind that attack. The group, which wants independence for the region of Kashmir, allegedly provided student radicals in Mumbai with the explosives. At least 200 people died, more than 700 injured. And now to news in this country and a ferocious wildfire in Southern California. Flames have scorched more than 26,000 acres and forced evacuations in San Bernardino County. Among the affected communities is one familiar to fans of Hollywood westerns. ABC's Miguel Marquez is near the fire lines tonight.
Flames whipped by wind raced through the hills east of Los Angeles today. Overnight, the fire caused by lightning destroyed dozens of homes and chased thousands of people from their residences. Frank and Shirley Zambrano looked over what's left of their house for the first time today.
We don't have any pictures. My husband's artwork's gone.
Catastrophe, I figure we'll just have to start all over again. And that's the only thing we can do is start all over again.
Firefighters are struggling with shifting winds and gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So far, the fire is nowhere near contained.
This is a backfire that firefighters are burning in some of the dry brush here. It is incredibly dry, incredibly steep, and incredibly rocky territory. They're trying to protect houses like this. They're dotted throughout the landscape. It is a very tough place to fight a fire.
Margot Guthrie was stopped at a roadblock near her home. She's looking for her husband, Jerry, who's been missing since the fire began.
Last time I talked to him, I was in town. He was at the house. He said, get back here because fire's coming back again.
The hardest hit place, Pioneer Town, where at least 5 homes have been destroyed. It has seen drama before, but that was on the silver screen, the location for countless Hollywood westerns, including many of Gene Autry's, among others. The fire is moving closer to the vast wilderness of the San Bernardino National Forest. That was the area where a massive forest fire destroyed almost 1,000 homes in 2003.
And what you're looking at is that eerie color is the color of the sun trying to shine through very heavy smoke here. And this is just one of the homes, the many homes that were destroyed here in Pioneer Town. And it may not be the last of the homes that get destroyed. The forecast is for more unpredictable weather, winds and dry weather ahead. Kate?
Miguel Marquez in California, thank you. And now some welcome medical news, a milestone in the treatment of AIDS. The government said today they would approve the first one-a-day pill for people with HIV. It's called Atripla, and it combines 3 drugs now taken by many AIDS patients. The new pill won't reduce the cost, more than $1,100 a month. But doctors say it's important to take all 3 drugs regularly, and the new pill combining them will make it all that much easier. Still ahead, the government's bizarre database of possible terror targets, petting zoos, a bourbon festival, even a popcorn factory. We'll take a closer look. A different kind of treasure hunt seeking the next miracle drug, undersea medicine on the cutting edge. And the superstar who lost his head. Today, he gives his version of events.
Mom, these are awesome. You used to fit into these?
Total, 100 calories to help you lose weight. 100% whole grain to help keep your shape.
Hey, sweetie, I want those back.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Totally manage your weight. In the future, everyone will protect their eyes from sun damage like they protect their skin. Transitions lenses. They automatically adjust to changing light and block harmful UV rays and glare. So don't wait until tomorrow. The danger is here today, and so is the protection. Ask your eye care professional about transitions. Healthy sight in every light.
Excuse me, Dr. Z, a quick question. What have been the benefits of the merger between Daimler-Benz and Chrysler?
Okay, get in. Clearly, we have successfully combined the best in American and German engineering and design.
You might want to slow down just a tad.
For example, the Dodge Charger suspension originated in Germany. Since inventing the 4x4 SUV, we've improved Jeep fuel economy, and we are building a flex fuel Commander and Grand Cherokee. Plus the world's cleanest diesel, not to mention 32 highway miles per gallon with state-of-the-art 4-cylinder technology. The result? Better quality, performance, capability, and vehicles like this Chrysler Pacifica with the most safety and security features in its class.
Are you really a doctor?
Any more questions?
No. I'm good.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Get employee pricing plus 0% financing on 2006 Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge vehicles. If not satisfied, simply return it within 30 days.
Yo, yes, you're excited. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Beneful. You've never seen anything like it before. It has wholesome grains, real beef, even carrots and peas. So there's carbohydrates for energy and protein for the serious muscles. And you even get some vegetables. So happy. Love it so much you only think you're getting spoiled. Yes, you do. But it's good for you, too.
Healthful, flavorful, Beneful. Beneful brand by Purina.
We're going to take a closer look at a story that we couldn't stop talking about here today, a new controversy about how the government is trying to thwart terrorists. The Homeland Security's Inspector General revealed that the department's database of possible terror targets includes everything from a groundhog zoo and a frontier fun park to a kangaroo conservation center and an apple and pork festival. The department is using the database to help allocate hundreds of millions of dollars in anti-terror funds. ABC's Dean Reynolds takes a closer look.
The Homeland Security database includes more than 77,000 potential targets nationwide. Predictable places like skyscrapers, shopping centers, bridges, dams, and power plants. But the government audit of the data criticized what it called an abundance of unusual or out-of-place assets whose criticality is not readily apparent. A Midwestern Elks Club or a Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Brian Lehman's popcorn company in Bern, Indiana is on the list, much to his astonishment.
I think it's funny. I think it's some kind of mistake. Where I'm at is a gravel road about 2.5 miles from the closest town of 4,000.
Indiana officials insist they have 8,500 sites worth noting, more than any other state, including New York and California.
I don't think there was a clarification of what assets were, so every state had a different version of what they were supposed to submit.
Indeed, New Hampshire and Vermont didn't even break 100.
This is no game, though. Federal funding is an issue, and states may be motivated to pad their lists. Here in Illinois, officials came up with more than 2,000 sites.
The federal government and DHS should have compiled a list themselves and not asked the localities for what they thought was a terrorist target.
Others said the results were predictable.
Human nature being what it was, they were not going to simply say, you know, we have nothing of importance.
But the Mule Day Parade in Columbia, Tennessee, or the petting zoo in Woodville, Alabama?
We've never even had to call for 911, except when my husband broke his wrist.
The Homeland Security folks are undeterred.
What has actual meaning is whether you pass the criticality litmus test based upon threat, consequences, and vulnerability.
So the Groundhog Zoo in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania will be put to the test. But then they have spotted some pretty shady characters there from time to time. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, Chicago.
Our closer look for tonight. When we return, diving for life-saving drugs, the underwater research that could lead to miracle cures. It's medicine on the cutting edge.
World News Tonight and Medicine on the Cutting Edge. Brought to you by Nexium.
My kids call me the finisher. Finish up in there.
Okay.
Finish your homework?
Yes.
Finish your vegetables. Something I thought I was finished with? Managing my acid reflux disease. I thought it was just bad heartburn, but my doctor said over time, stomach acid was damaging the lining of my esophagus. She prescribed Nexium. Said I needed more than heartburn relief. My esophagus needed repair. One prescription Nexium pill a day not only relieves my heartburn, it healed erosions in my esophagus. So I don't just feel better, I am better. And with the Purple Plus program, I get advice on nutrition, exercise, even ways to save on Nexium. My doctor did say headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain could be side effects of Nexium, and other serious stomach conditions may still exist.
Talk to your doctor about the healing Purple Pill.
I tell him you shouldn't do anything halfway. Let's finish up.
If you're without prescription coverage and can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Why stop my life to test my blood sugar? Isn't there an easier meter that fits into my busy life? I test myself every day. Can't it be more simple?
Only Bayer can bring you a meter this easy, this accurate, and this complete. Contour's unique test strips eliminate the need for coding and sip in a tiny amount of blood for easy sampling, making it the simple way to get fast, accurate readings.
Don't I have enough to think about?
Easy accuracy. Answered by Bayer.
All of us have internal plumbing. But for some of us with frequent bladder urges, doing errands also means knowing where all the bathrooms are along the way. The worry your pipes might leak means you don't always detour from your route. But you can take another direction. Talk to your doctor about how to take care with Vesicare. Vesicare, once a day, can reduce urges and may help effectively manage bladder leakage day and night. If you have certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems, do not take Vesicare. While taking Vesicare, if you experience a serious allergic reaction, severe abdominal pain, or become constipated for 3 or more days, tell your doctor right away. Common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, blurred vision, and indigestion. A chance to follow a whim, not always your urges. It's not just a pipe dream. Ask your doctor today if Vesicare is right for you.
Tomorrow, a father-son project you don't see every day. A Boy Scout inspired by a father at war, together delivering help and priceless care to so many in need. See for yourself what an American father and son can achieve against all odds on World News Tonight.
Off the coast of Florida, scientists are digging deep under the sea for the next big medical breakthrough. Many of the drugs that keep us healthy are found in nature, and researchers believe the seas are still holding secrets. The keys to treating cancer, cures for Alzheimer's, perhaps AIDS or other diseases could be there for the taking if they can only be found. ABC's Jeffrey Kaufman got deep into the story off the coast of Fort Lauderdale. It is medicine on the cutting edge.
Deep in the ocean, in places human beings have never ventured, lie scores of unidentified plants and unknown creatures. Researchers believe that one of these could hold the secret to the next miracle drug.
Somewhere down there,
Yeah.
there's a cure for cancer.
I'm convinced.
On this mission, Amy Wright, the director of biomedical marine research, is riding in the sub's rear compartment.
We're all set back here. How do we look?
For a month, this submersible from the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institution has been scouring the seafloor daily.
All right, Frank, let me know when you get a seal. Here we go.
The destination, an underwater mountain range, just 15 miles off the coast of Fort Lauderdale.
Until recently, the only way to analyze the ocean floor was to drag it with nets. But deep-water submersibles like this, and there are only a handful, have opened up a whole new world for exploration and research.
We are on the bottom, 1,063 feet.
In the pitch black of the ocean depths, high-powered lights reveal an exotic and enchanted seascape.
Oh, there's some big fish.
But fish are not the objects of this mission.
Okay, there's our sponge.
With that robotic arm and an external vacuum, scientists are after the coral and the sponges.
So why are these sponges just sitting here at the bottom of the sea so significant for your biomedical research?
Well, because these sponges, and actually all sponges, don't have the ability to move, so that they need to find ways to defend themselves, and so they use chemicals to do much of that. And so then we can just use those same compounds, but to try to, for example, kill cancer cells.
The first drug to come from the sea is Prialt from a deep-water snail. It is a potent painkiller said to be 1,000 times more powerful than morphine.
That's gorgeous, isn't it?
To scientists, this is as good as a sunken treasure. What they're hoping is that one of these sponges will yield a chemical that might, for example, kill a protein only found in human cancer cells.
Nothing else can do that, and it would be a really great way to treat cancer.
A wonder drug from a place that is the very essence of wonder. Jeffrey Kaufman, ABC News, off the Florida coast.
Jeffrey's report was not only rare, it was very difficult to photograph. On our website, we explain how he and his crew got those shots. A hint, 7 cameras, plus more exclusive pictures from 1,000 feet down. That's all at abcnews.com. When we come back, that infamous headbutt explained. A superstar tells the world why he lost his head.
Maud, cows are out.
I found it.
I'll take it from here.
Things are easier to find when they're stuck together. New Gladware interlocking lids lock together so you always know where they are. For lids that are easy to find, get Glad.
Oh, yeah!
Is this really true?
Would you like to be a Publishers Clearinghouse winner tomorrow?
Oh, wow.
Now you can, because there's a new winner every day.
This is real!
You could even win $1 million before the summer's over. Go to PCH.com, enter today, win tomorrow.
Will the bank cash a check this big?
Or watch your mail and enter at once.
I'm not going to be throwing those envelopes away anymore.
This is the summer for you to win.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Bob's a formidable man. But he was no match for something less than 1/millionth his size. It KO'd Bob so fast, he didn't know what hit him. It was a clot. Like Bob, if you've been hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or a certain type of heart attack, what doctors call ACS, chances are you've had a clot. But now, Bob's doctor is helping increase Bob's protection against heart attack and stroke by putting Bob on Plavix. Plavix, in combination with aspirin and other heart medicines, helps provide greater protection against heart attack and stroke than aspirin and other heart medicines alone by helping keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you shouldn't use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase. To minimize this risk, talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur.
Ask your doctor about Plavix today, because no matter how formidable you are, you're no match for a dangerous clot. If you take Plavix with aspirin, continuing to do so will help increase your protection against a future heart attack or stroke. Beyond aspirin and your other heart medicines alone, you may be feeling better, but your risk never goes away. Help stay protected. Stay with Plavix.
I know what you're thinking. I'm so thinking you're thinking Beneful. And there's wholesome grains, real beef, even carrots and peas. Love it so much you only think you're getting spoiled. So happy.
Healthful, flavorful, Beneful. Beneful brand by Purina.
I'm Steve Dunn. Next, the Northwest's only all-local newscast tonight. We have new details tonight about the criminal history of this bank robbery suspect who was on the run yesterday in Northeast Portland. And they're on Oregon's new sex offender website, and many regularly surf myspace.com.
GMA's big coast-to-coast summer series, Vacationland USA, rolls on. And tomorrow, we're taking you live straight to Mount Rushmore, the Statue of Liberty, even the wonder of Niagara Falls. The GMA Vacationland USA Express takes you straight to America's beauties tomorrow.
Finally tonight, it's been 3 days since the French soccer great Zinedine Zidane achieved sports infamy. We're talking, of course, about that headbutt. Zidane was ejected. Italy went on to win the World Cup. And ever since, the whole world has been asking, why did he do it? Today, he tried to explain himself. Here's ABC's Nancy Weiner.
Zidane's explanation for this now infamous headbutt: insults about his mother drove him to it. He told French television, Canal Plus, they were words that touch the innermost parts of me, he said. Very personal things. My mother, my sister. I would rather have taken a punch in the jaw than have heard that. Some lip readers swear the Italian defender, Materazzi, called Zidane, quote, the son of a terrorist whore. His mother is Algerian. Materazzi denies saying anything of the sort. I'm not cultured, the 32-year-old protested. I don't even know what an Islamic terrorist is.
If the insult was truly just something horrible about his mother or his sister, then he should have turned the other way, gone and won the World Cup, and shoved it back in his face. If it was truly a racist kind of thing, he made the ultimate sacrifice. Unfortunately, he brought the rest of his teammates with him.
Even heads of state are weighing in. The French president jumped to Zidane's defense, calling him a genius of world football. The incident has also inspired international mockery.
In fact, that's the closest anyone in a French uniform has come to combat in 60 years.
Zidane the Hitman, they chant in a new ditty catching fire in France. Zidane apologized to children around the world today for setting a bad example. But he says he doesn't regret what he did. The guilty one, he argued, is the one who provokes. Nancy Weiner, ABC News, New York.
But he lost the World Cup. And that is World News Tonight for this Wednesday. I'm Kate Snow. For all of us at ABC News, have a good evening. Good night.
How do you explain the unexplainable? Wednesdays this summer, primetime will. Now, go inside Medical Mysteries. Real cases that leave even doctors scratching their heads. Medical Mysteries, coming Wednesdays at 10 this summer.
Now, on K2 News at 6:30, new details tonight about the bank robbery suspect in a massive manhunt in Northeast Portland, what police found on him, and details of the threatening note he gave a bank teller. Plus,
they're going to have to go, not us.
Sheridan residents are outraged. Pedophiles moving into their neighborhood. Tonight, those neighbors get to speak out. And teenagers beware. A new state report shows a number of people listed on Oregon's sex offender website have opened MySpace accounts.
Live at 6:30, K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
And good evening. Thank you very much for being with us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. Our top local story tonight, his arrest snarled traffic in Northeast Portland yesterday and had police ready to pull the trigger. Tonight, Robert Wingfield is in jail. And as K2's Brian Barker reports, his criminal past gave police reason to worry.
It was the rush hour when almost everything stood still on Sandy.
I guess he's armed and he wants